glad that you decided that you'd come to another session. I want you to be wealthy. I've already talked about what wealth means, so you can review that in a past session. Today we're going to be talking about, do I have to participate in my own healing? Wait a minute. I have friends and family, and when they get injured, they've got high cholesterol, they've got diabetes, they actually take a physical injury. Well, they go to the doctor. The doctor tells them one thing, they do another. Wait a minute. Do you really expect to get well and stop the symptoms when that happens? I've got people that just totally disagree and disregarded their healthcare provider's advice. They decided that they didn't need to take all the medicine when they had an infection. Well, they got bored at home, so they decided to get out of bed and walk over to the bathroom and slip and fell. They decided that they didn't, they were bored and they wanted to go out for a drive. So they got in the car and went for a drive, But all of those things are causing you to extend and take on higher risks for curing the symptoms. And that's not what this is all about. If I felt that, and I do feel that when I go into a physician and ask for health care, I need to be paying attention. Now, understand that they're going to give you the same spiel that they give everybody else, because that way their insurance stays low. And we need to be able to read between the lines. But hey, if you walk in and things aren't working and your lifestyle has changed, that might be an indication that you need to do something different. When you are taking certain types of therapies and those therapies don't seem to work, you need to ask whether or not there needs to be more participation at home and what are the therapies that we can do. But most patients don't understand what the questions are. They try to do more physical movement or even have another piece of pie when that isn't really appropriate. We've got to go, what our mindset was that got us into this injury or this particular high cholesterol isn't going to get us out. I know people that, they are told that they shouldn't have high quantities of alcohol after their heart attack or stroke, and that they needed to do this and they needed to do that. Well, their ego about 2 weeks later says, nah, I feel great, so I'm going to do it. Well, your body is telling you how much you can actually handle. The food, the exercise, the alcohol, the smoking, your body tells you that right up front. And why aren't we listening? So I feel that our ego gets in the way of healing. Healing isn't just physical. There's a mental component that goes with that healing. You have to be relaxed. You can't have a high amount of stress and get through some healings. I had a roommate at one point that worked in a warehouse and had one of those heat lamps above him while he did work in the warehouse. Well, he had sores and cuts that just wouldn't heal. And the reason why is he was cold, he was under stress, and that isn't going to work in order to get those things healed. Our ego gets into it, and the healing is part of not only the physical part, but there's a mental part too. And if we don't take care of either one of those, our lifestyle is really going to change, not for the good either. One of the consequences of not taking all of the medication when we have a disease that is caused by bacteria is that we now have superbugs because people didn't kill that particular germ. The cost of physical therapy, is diminished mobility. If you're not able to exercise and get the rotation you need, well, the consequence is that you're not going to have that mobility and you're not going to be able to play that game anymore. One of the other consequences of, if you have diabetes and you eat too much sugar, you start to lose the feeling in your extremities and you have amputations of your extremities. So, we have our body's just amazing. It can do amazing things and heal itself. It's just fascinating to me. However, what happens is that after we go past a certain point, there is a point of no return. And you can talk to people that have abused their bodies, and you can talk to them about how they've lost certain sensation in their hands and feet. You can talk to them about how they've lost their lifestyle. So what we need to understand is that that mental part is grieving for a loss of our lifestyle. We no longer can go out and eat 4 pieces of pie or have 8 eclairs. We might not have an eclair but once a quarter, and that's a lifestyle change. So, understand that we as a patient have an obligation to ourselves and our health in order to get better permanently and have a cure, not just cure the symptoms, but have a cure. So that when a person tells us to get certain therapy and follow through on that therapy, do the homework, then we have a very high chance of success of actually getting the cure. Well, go ahead, comment down below. I look forward to talking to you and reading your comments. You have a great day.